Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we are going to talk about top 20 crack addiction symptoms and signs. These are the things that you hopefully will pick up on anyone that you might know, whether it's a loved one or a friend that might be doing crack or cocaine. As always, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. You could call him at 844-414-8444. He will help you go from your addiction to your recovery hand in hand, step by step, 24 hours at a time, day by day. He will never ever talk about your past. It's about today and tomorrow. That is the most important thing when you're going from addiction to recovery. It is to concentrate on how can you fix and work and live with your addiction on a daily basis. It is not what happened in the past, because honestly, nothing can be done about the past except for one thing, and that is to learn from that. Dr. Luis Gonzalez at www.startingpointmn.com can be reached at 844-414-8444. Also, you can ask and get in touch with Dr. Luis Gonzalez and have him turn you into an addiction recovery coach like he is, like I am. I did graduate from his educational program at StartingPointMN.com, and if you have professionalism, personality, and passion, and you have an addiction background, whether it's battling your own or helping someone else that you might know battle their addiction, call him, have him help you become an addiction recovery coach so you can go and help other people. And it is such a rewarding feeling to help other people, because it really does build your self-esteem up. So call him at 414-8444. That's 844-414-8444. Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. Now, also, I go to www.globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. They have frames as low as $6 and up. Those frames include standard plastic, non-coated, clear, regular prescription, single vision lenses, a cloth, and a case as low as $6. They have over 1,200 different frames to select from. Even Elton John will be amazed on some of the shapes. I mean, some of those round shapes are unbelievable. But you might ask, okay, what if I need progressives? Well, they have them. What if I need line bifocals? They have those too. They also have transitions, photochromatics, polarized lenses. They can make your lenses thinner if you'd like. They have mirror-coated sunglasses, and they have polarized sunglasses. All that is available at www.globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. Please, folks, go to any one of my websites, and I'll explain to you which each website provides to you. www.takeyourlifebacktoday show website is about this show. It shows you most of our latest episodes that were videotaped for you, my audience. It also has my bio on there. It also has all the comments on there about the show from people from all over the world that are leaving comments. Go to www.takeyourlifebacktodayshow.com. Now go to www.clearviews.info, where info stands for the 411. I provide the information on addiction and recovery on www.clearviews.info, and on there you'll see articles, little snippets, little videos, all provided by doctors, psychologists, and counselors. Some of the videos are provided by me, but most of the stuff are provided by medical professional, and they are the experts. I am merely the messenger to make sure that you get what is out there, to educate yourself on this terrible epidemic of the drugs and alcohol abuse in this country and globally. Also, if you need to have some addiction recovery coaching done by me, the addiction recovery coach, go to www.clearreform.com. That's clearreform.com. The reform stands for transformation, to transform from your addiction to your recovery, to transform into a better person, to make the big changes with the small steps, because those small steps will make the big changes happen in your life. Go www.clearviews.info and www.clearreform.com. Now, top 20 crack addiction symptoms and signs. The first and most important one is the sudden, baffling changes in behavior and compulsive actions, and annoying, how the person gets annoyed so easy, how aggressive this person might be, how angry this person gets, how easily angry this person gets, how hyper they feel. That is a sure sign of crack and cocaine addiction. It is a sign that needs to be paid attention to, because when people start changing their behaviors, when people start doing things out of the ordinary, that is a sure sign. Another sure sign would be withdrawal from regular work or school activities and social activities. Suddenly this one particular person that you know is not showing up for work like they used to, is not showing up for gatherings, maybe for a weekly baseball game or something. That is another sure sign. Another sure sign is numerous short or long absences which can't be explained. They just suddenly disappear for a couple of days. Usually the reason for that is because they're passed out somewhere, at a friend's house, at a God knows where, but that is a sure sign. Another sign would be insomnia, sudden long periods of sleep, and that would explain them disappearing, because when they get into that sleep mode, it's almost like a bear in hibernation. They just pass out, and sometimes for days. Another sign would be items of value vanish, repeat visits to the pawn shop. Things might be disappearing from your house, and you're wondering, where did it go? And this particular person who is on crack and cocaine is going to go down to the pawn shop and pawn a lot of the good stuff, because they will do anything to collect merchandise, to get their money, to get their fix. Suddenly there's legal and or financial problems in this one particular person's life. You will see major problems showing up out of nowhere. That is a sure sign of crack and cocaine abuse. Next one would be lack of personal care, loss of appetite, extreme weight loss. That is another sure. The extreme weight loss is a huge one. If you notice, most people that are active users of crack and cocaine, they're as thin as a rail. Next one would be raised body temperature. Suddenly they start getting very warm. So it's almost like they have a fever. That's sure another sure sign. Increased heart rate, sweating. That is another sure sign of crack and cocaine use. The body is shaking, hands are shaking. Another sure sign. Dilated pupils, bloodshot eyes. Another sure sign of crack cocaine. Also alcohol addiction. Changed skin color, flush, pale, hands cool but clammy. Another sure sign. Incoherent, speeded up or slurred speech. Another sure sign, and that is a not only a sign for crack and cocaine, but also for alcohol as well. A dry mouth, licking of the lips. If you ever watch the Jerry Springers, the Maury Poviches, the Steve Wilkos, and you watch the people that are on there that are talking about drug addiction, they're constantly licking their lips. They're very thin. They seem like they have beads of sweat on their forehead. Sure signs of crack and cocaine use. Next one is poor oral hygiene, broken and or weak teeth. Sure sign, all the calcium, the enamel, everything is shot there. Short of breath, wheezing, hoarse voice, constant sore throat. Another sure sign, because crack and cocaine, it gets snorted, marijuana gets smoked, alcohol also gets anything that goes in internal parts will be ruined by crack and cocaine. Another sure sign is burn and or blisters on lips, fingers, mouth, or throat. That is another sure sign. And I hope you folks are writing these things down, because they're very important to keep active. And if you, for some reason, don't remember or you didn't write them down, please text me and I will provide all the information that you might need. A strong chemical smell on breath or clothing. Chemical, it would be like when I used to drink vodka, the vodka would be pouring out of me in odor. I didn't smell it because I was used to it, but people around me did. The same applies to crack and cocaine. Crack smoking paraphernalia such as burnt metal cans, metal or glass pipes, numerous and strong lighters all over the house. That is another sure sign. Bent spoons, another sure sign. Another sure sign is torn Brillo pads, electric cables stripped of its copper wire, small plastic wrappers, and or glass vials. These are all sure signs. This list is in no way a full list of crack addiction signs, and just because the person doesn't show all of these crack addiction signs does not mean that someone is not an addict. The list can go on and on. I only provided you with 20, which we're going to do a recap. These are just 20. But you got to remember that a sober today, I guarantee you, will make it better tomorrow. If you think positive, you will reap the benefits of positive results. And in order to make any big changes in life, you need to start with small steps. It is so important that we go small steps. Let's do a quick recap. 20 top crack addiction signs. For anyone that's out there, go run and get a pen and pencil or a piece of paper and write these down, because it is so important. Because I can guarantee you, everyone, including myself, we all know someone that might be doing crack and cocaine. So I hope you have your pencil, I hope you have your pen, and I hope you have a piece of paper. So here we go. If you see sudden, baffling changes, like behavior changes, mood swings, aggressiveness, angry issues, hyper issues, these are all signs that this person might be doing crack and cocaine. If you see this person withdraw from regular work or school activities and social events, another sure sign that there is crack or cocaine going on in their life. If you see this person to numerous short or long absences, disappearing for a day or two or a week, and it cannot be explained where, they didn't go on a business trip, they just disappeared, to the point where you might have even gone to the police and put a missing person report, another sure sign that there is an issue at hand. Another sure sign is insomnia, sudden long periods of sleep like a bear hibernating, another sure sign. Another sure sign is items of value disappearing in your house. He or she repeatedly goes to the pawn shop. Another sure sign they are looking to get the money to get their fix. Another sure sign would be legal and or financial problems. Out of nowhere, all these things start happening. The financial problems are because they're using their money on crack and cocaine. The legal problems is maybe they got arrested for abusing crack and cocaine, and they never told you about it. Another sure sign is lack of personal care, loss of appetite, extra weight loss. It is always great to lose weight. I'm trying to do that right now. But when you start seeing somebody lose 20, 30, 40 pounds quickly, and they start not taking care of their body, and they're starting or stopped eating that much, a sure sign of crack and cocaine abuse. Another one is raised body temperature. They're complaining that they feel like they have a fever. Another sure sign of crack and cocaine usage. Increased heart rate, sweating a lot. Another sure sign of crack and cocaine use. Body shaking. You ever watch a person almost to the point where it looks like they have Parkinson's disease? They might be using crack and cocaine. And keep in mind, like I stated at the end of this, just because somebody doesn't have all 20 and only maybe has 7 or 8 does not mean they're not an addict. It doesn't take all of these to be an addict. It could take as little as 3 or 4. Next one, dilated pupils, bloodshot eyes, another sure sign of alcohol and or drug abuse. Change of skin color, flush, pale, hands cold but clammy, another sure sign of drug and alcohol abuse. Incoherent, speeded up, slurred speech, sure sign. Especially the slurred speech. A dry mouth, licking their lips. Like I said, if you watch your Jerrys and Jerry Springers, your Maury Povich and your Bill Cunningham and Steve Olkos, all those crack and cocaine people that go on there, they all have a lot of these in common. They all do a lot of lip licking, say that 10 times quick. They all have sweaty, beady foreheads. They all are very thin. They all have slurred and quick, speedy speech. So a lot of these factors you see on the shows each and every day. Next one, what did we just say? Change skin color, flush, pale, hands cool but clammy. Next one is incoherent, speed or slurred speech. A dry mouth, licking of the lips. Poor oral hygiene, broken and or weak teeth, another important one. Short of breath, wheezing, hoarse voice, constant sore throat, definitely another one that is a sure sign, not only of drug abuse, but also alcohol abuse. Burn and or blisters on the lips, fingers, mouth, or throat. Sure sign to burn. They get on their fingers and their lips because they're burning the spoon or they're burning the fingers with the lighters. Sure sign. Strong chemical smell or breath of clothing. And you'll be able to tell this not only with drug abuse but also with alcohol abuse. Crack smoking paraphernalia such as burnt cans, pipes, whether it be glass pipes or metal pipes, lighters. A lot of lighters suddenly laying around the house. Sure signs. Bent spoons. Sure sign. Torn Brillo pads, electric cable stripped of its copper wire, small plastic wrappers, and or glass vials. These are all sure signs that something is happening within that household. This list is in no way a full list of crack addiction signs and symptoms, and just because the person doesn't show all of these crack addiction signs does not mean they don't have an addiction. Folks, if you have 3 or 4 of these, you might have an addiction problem. I ask and I beg you not to even do drugs, not to even drink alcohol. But if you do it and you have made that choice and you show these signs, it is time for change. The change has to happen. The change has to happen not just for you, it has to happen for your family, it has to happen for society in itself. The changes have to happen, and the only way, and I repeat, the only way for change to happen today is for you to finally man or woman up and say, I do have a problem. Stop denying the fact that you have a problem, because people around you do see it, do know it. But it is up to you and your strong will to finally say, I have a problem and I need help. Please somebody help me. Because when you do that, you reach up to your higher power and you ask for guidance and direction. Let God help you. Take your life back. Let God guide and direct you through any rough situation. But God cannot guide and direct you if you are going to sit there and deny the fact that you have an alcohol and or drug issue. It is up to you to stop denying. It is up to you to ask God for guidance and direction. I use this example all the time. Your body I compare to a ship, and your mind I compare to the captain of the ship. Would any captain of any ship go into the rough oceans with storms, which life can be like a big storm, without navigation? Any captain. Well, folks, if you're sitting there and you know you have an alcohol problem and you know you have an addiction problem, you are out of navigation because your ship, you the captain of your ship, is in this rough ocean in this really bad storm and you have no control of where you're going. That's when you reach up to God and you ask God to guide. You ask God to direct you. Let God become your personal navigation in your ship. Let your captain ask God to navigate his ship. Because your body is equivalent to the ship and your mind is equivalent to the captain. Do not ever take your ship out into the rough ocean through a storm without the power of God to be behind you. Let God be your navigator, and he will show you that you can go through the rest of your life smooth sailing. And even when God lets your ship go through some rough seas, God is always by your side to help you. If you're watching me and you're sitting in a homeless shelter, or you're watching me and you're sitting in a jail cell, I don't know if you realize this or not, but I am here to tell you that no matter where you are on earth, it doesn't matter. You could be in a jail cell, you could be at a homeless shelter, you could be in a hospital, you could be at the train station. God is always with you. But it is up to you to accept the fact that God can provide for you. It is up to you to lay your life down and say, God, please control me, control my life, because we as humans have a very weak sense of power. If you have an addictive personality like I do, it's even harder. But I have learned to live with my addiction. I have learned to live daily with my addiction. I have learned to be the messenger of hope to you. So if you're in jail, or in a homeless shelter, or in a hospital, know that God's there with you. There is not one fence around a jail that'll keep God out of that jail. In that homeless shelter, it doesn't matter if you're out of beds, God is still laying with you in your bed. If you're in a hospital, God's in your hospital room. God is, no matter where you are, going to be there with you. So why not ask God to help you through whatever storm you're facing in your life, and God will be there to help you. But it all takes for you to do that. And then when you have admitted you have a problem and you have asked God for guidance and direction, start utilizing the professional people. Start going to, if you feel that you need counseling or therapy, go see a counselor or therapy. If it's an addiction problem that you feel you want to go to AA, do that. If you need to check into a rehab treatment center, do that. If you want to call me to chat, 844-405-HELP, or even get a hold of Dr. Luis Gonzalez, who has 30 years experience, at 844-414-8444. If you want to just text me 24/7 like so many thousands of people do, text me at 631-599-0218. But it takes you to make the first move. Don't let these 20 crack addiction signs and symptoms continue running your life. And if you don't think people know that you are a crack addict, or you don't think that people know that you have an alcohol issue, they do. But it is up to you to change your life. Turn a page in chapter of your book. Turn that page today. Remember, you cannot have any big changes in life without taking the small steps. And part of those small steps are admitting you have a problem. Part of those small steps are accepting that you need a higher power to navigate you. Part of those small steps are coming up with an action plan to get help. Part of those small steps are learning to help others to rebuild your self-esteem. When you help other people, you are helping yourself. I don't merely sit in front of this camera because I want to see myself on video, on YouTube, or anywhere on the internet. I sit here because I am the messenger to you, to let you know there is hope, because I found that hope. And I am the example of how people can change. Find a passion in your life, no matter what it might be. My passion is to help other people, and you might want to do the same. Your passion might be to go visit people in jail or in hospitals and homeless shelters, nursing homes. Your passion might be to come up with a blog. Whatever your passion is, find that passion, concentrate on passion. Utilize your passion as an alternative to drug and alcohol abuse, and you will start seeing how life will become so much better. You will start seeing that a sober today guarantee you will give you better tomorrow. And you will also then start seeing that if you start thinking positive things will happen in your life. You need to somehow find it deep inside to start thinking that everything through God can happen. You have to start thinking that a positive today will give you positive results tomorrow. And if there are negative people around you that bring you down constantly by telling you you used to do this, you used to do that, try to put a deaf ear on them when it comes to that, because any negativity will possibly give you a thing called a trigger or a stressor. And you don't need that at this fragile stage of your hopefully recovery. And I say hopefully, and I say that very gingerly, because I know for a fact, from experience, from doing this for quite some time now, that people will come to me and tell me they've had it with their drinking, they've had it with their drugging. Please help. And as I guide and I direct them, things are going good for a week or two, and suddenly people just go into their own habits again. I cannot control other people's desires to do drugs and alcohol, but I can be here as a strong foundation for you to utilize, knowing that I am a support system. Dr. Luis Gonzalez can support you. Rehab centers, treatment centers, AA, these are all support channels that you can and should utilize, but you need to make that move. You need to finally say, I've had it. And let's do this. Don't be so selfish and say, I don't want to do it today. Do it for your family. Because you might have children, you might have a husband or wife or a grandparent or parents alive, and by doing what you're doing, you're killing yourself. And when, God forbid, that should happen and you overdose, you are hurting the people around you. For all the people that keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I am telling you right now, you might not have it tomorrow. There are people all over the world right now that are closing their eyes for the last time, that are taking their last breath. Those people might have been like you that said, I'll do it tomorrow. You are here today, you are here right now, and it is right now where changes have to be made. It is not tomorrow, because if tomorrow never comes, it's too late. And you might then say, Ralph, well, it doesn't matter at that point anymore because I'll be dead. But it does matter, because people will remember you by your last actions. If, God forbid, you change today, I shouldn't say God forbid. If you change today and you accepted that you have a problem, you started working on yourself, and then in a week from now, God forbid you should die, people will remember that he or she gave it their last effort towards their last week of life to make changes. But if you go by the concept that maybe tomorrow I'll change, and you go to sleep tonight and you never wake up tomorrow, people will remember that you were addicted to drugs. People will remember that you were an alcoholic. And people will say that's what killed you. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Make the change today. I beg of you. Your children beg of you. Your husband, wife, mother, father beg of you. God is open-armedly waiting for you to ask for guidance and direction. And start having the desire to help other people, and you will find yourself in such a better position in life. You will find that your skin color will start getting better. You will find your breathing will become better. You will find that your mind will become better. Your financial situation will become better. Everything will start becoming better, but it starts today. Let a sober today give you a better tomorrow. And if you start thinking positive, I promise you, positive things will happen. I promise you, positive results will show up. But please do two things. Admit you have a problem and reach to God for help. If you want some professional help, please come give me a text at 844-405-HELP, 844-405-HELP. I apologize, my two cats were arguing again. That kind of threw me off a little bit. You can text me at 631-599-0218, 631-599-0218. Get in touch with me. Let me help take your life back. Please, everyone, have a great day, but more importantly, please have a sober day, and may God bless you.